Hey friends, if you have a Kohler toilet and it has a leak flush, let me show you why it has it and how to fix it. So check it out. On this toilet here, it's relatively new, just a couple years old. See how the water level right here is, well, it's where it's supposed to be up here. A lot of the times they'll have lower water in this bowl, and that's the reason why they're not flushing right. Now let me show you why that water is low and why your toilet is not flushing how it's supposed to be. This is a chronic issue with the Kohler toilets. So if it's a Kohler, this is the problem. And this little part broke off the top. And if you look, it's kind of stuck in here. I'm gonna show you how to replace this part and fix this toilet. The part I'm gonna use is this right here. It was under 20 bucks, bought it on Amazon. I'll put a link to it down in the description below. And this whole thing should take 10 minutes, maybe even less than that. Let's get started. Step one, turn off the water supply. We'll give it a flush. I'll hold it down and we'll try to get some extra of that water out of there. This piece right here, we're gonna firmly turn it counterclockwise about a quarter of a turn, and that piece will come off. Okay, so I've loosened it up. Again, it's about a quarter of a turn. Now this whole piece is gonna come off right here. So if you wanted to, you can take off that chain. It might make it a little bit easier. Okay, our next step is gonna be to remove this yellow circle right here from this black part here. And here's how we're gonna do it, is this black part kind of goes back and forth a little bit. But if we pull on this kind of snugly, it will be held on by this chamber, and then we can turn this counterclockwise about another quarter turn, and this part will come right off. And it's just a quarter of a turn. Right off. And I'll show you how that's held together. So if you look at this yellow, see those little tiny flanges right there, those little pieces right there, and they just kind of go into these little notches right on here. So when you go to put it back on, you're just gonna kind of gently find those notches, push it in a little, and then give it that quarter turn. But again, this is the old one, so let's pop this off. So there's our broken piece right there. So let's get our new one out of here. Okay, here's our new piece here. Now, if we wanted to, we could replace the chain. We could also replace this black stem right here, but there's no need to. Everything seems to be in good working order, except for this little top piece right here. So let's replace this yellow piece. And be careful, there is a gasket. See this white one right here that came off. So let's put that back onto here and put it together. This little white gasket, if you just kind of tug it just a little bit, it has a little spot that it sort of sits in around these four little pieces that come out there. And then again, we're just gonna gently line this up, get those little notches lined up, and you can kind of feel for it. Pushes in a little bit, and then we're gonna firmly push down and then turn it clockwise, about a quarter turn. You can either stick your fingers right in here and kind of hold it still, or you can just put a little pressure on this and it'll hold itself. So let's go ahead and get that nice and tight. And I apologize, it's off camera. Again, I'm doing this by myself and filming, but it's a very easy little quarter turn that goes on there, and now it's on there nice and firm. And now all we're gonna do is put this back together. When we put it back together, if you look, there's almost like a little key slot right here. Can we see that? Look at the bottom of this, you can see the little key slot there. So we're just gonna kind of line it up and then give it a nice quarter turn. Let's get a little light, see if that helps lining up these little key pieces. Goes in just like that. And again, we're just gonna kind of push down a little bit and give it a nice firm quarter turn. Yep, that's it right there. We can kind of check and see. Now this part's supposed to wiggle, this sort of cylinder around here, but this part here feels nice and firm, should be in good shape. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is connect this tube. However, see how we have this broken off piece here? We need to get that out. And by the way, we don't really want to cut this any shorter. We need this tube to fit just like it did before. So let's get that out. I've got a few different tools here, small pair of needle nose, and this little kit here. By the way, if you don't have a little kit like this, they are so nice. Again, I'll put that down in the description down below. Do you have to have it for this? Maybe not. Is it a really nice set to have? Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna use this little pick. And let's see if we can just kind of pull it out like this. And I'm sorry I'm doing some of this off camera, but this is pulling out really pretty easy with this little pick. Okay, there it is. Took me less than 30 seconds to pull that out. Now let's reconnect to here. And we are all set. Let's turn the water back on. Let it fill up. Perfect, and let's try it out. Awesome. And if you're wondering exactly what this is doing, this tube is sending some water down that actually goes into the toilet. A very small amount of water is going to fill up the toilet just a little bit to have the correct amount of water. So if you're flushing your toilet and you notice that when you go to the bathroom, every time that water is low and you have a Kohler toilet, there's a few other brands with the same style, but Kohler's especially, open it up, check to see if this is broken off. And for 20 bucks, you can buy this kit. Another 12 bucks, you can get these little orange tools. And maybe 20 minutes, probably more like 10 minutes if you're at all inclined on this kind of stuff. All right, friends. Hey, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.